Hey everybody, it's Mark Schultz here with Digital Aircraft, and again, we are still here at the MRO Americas 2022 in Dallas. It's day 2. We have another interesting interview for you. You know, I've been going around the floor and finding companies that I think you might want to learn about or information you might want to have, and I'm learning a tremendous amount of information, and I'm hoping that you get value out of doing this as well. So let's just jump right into it. I have a company here called APS. And let's see, APS stands for what?
Aircraft Propeller Service.
Aircraft Propeller Service. And I'm just going to start out and come to you and say, who are you and what do you do?
Thanks, Mark. I'm Dan Colbert, the President and CEO of APS.
Excellent. And next to me on my right?
Chris Hutchings. I'm Director of Sales and Market Development at Aircraft Propeller Service.
Excellent. Guys, thanks for agreeing to speak with me. Now, I have an AMP from many years ago. I don't even want to tell you how long ago it was. And I wasn't pulling the propellers down by hand, but it wasn't too far from that, okay? But I really appreciate the service that you provide in the industry. And so I wanted to start out by just asking, on your perspective, being in the industry today, what kind of challenges are you seeing out there in the industry today?
Well, as things open back up post-COVID, we're seeing a lot of planes come back into service that have been stored for a long period of time. And that generates a lot of concerns because maybe proper maintenance practices weren't always followed. And we're worried that we're going to see increased scrap rates and higher rates of corrosion that are going to lead to parts replacement issues.
Yeah, that I can see that as being a challenge. Whether it's a propeller aircraft or a turbine, when things are put into storage, they like to move, don't they? Parts like to be moving and be used, not being in storage. Chris, how about you? What else are you seeing out there in the industry today?
I mean, I think one of the biggest concerns is, there's been such a steep drop in demand for quite a while here, is the rebound and how we're going to react to that rebound. We've done a lot internally to kind of work on our systems and make sure that all the work is coming through in a timely manner, sequencing how work's being prepared, how we're going to rebound, and how we're going to manage that capacity as it spools back up. So,
are you having any challenges around supply chain, or availability of parts, or getting parts to people, or how are you managing that?
I think everybody's feeling that crunch in the whole market. Yeah. Managing that with pooling provisioning of stuff that we've got in-house to kind of alleviate those issues where we can is a big factor for us.
Yeah. Hey, I think people would probably like to know a little bit more about your business and what it is that you really do. So is there a particular type of system you focus on, or aircraft, or help us understand sort of more of the landscape of the business?
Yeah, we focus on propeller systems, obviously, as you would have guessed from the name of the company, but primarily we're an OEM aligned shop, so we do most of our work on the Collins propeller system, the 568 propeller system that flies in all the ATR planes, and we do most of our work out of our shop in Chicago, Illinois, in the suburbs of Chicago. We also have a facility in Brazil and intend to open one very soon in Southeast Asia.
Excellent, thank you. And Chris, let me just ask you this, is that if we looked at the company as a whole, what would you say were some of the specialties? What do you really focus on, as a company as a whole?
Yeah, no, great question. So 10,000-pound gorilla, if you like, is the propeller MRO that we work on right now. But we've recently launched an airframe trading business as well, where we're buying aircraft, tearing them down, selling them to the market. But one of the small gems that I see for us is our new manufacturing division, where we've acquired quite a bunch of machines now, and we're looking to grow into the aerospace industry. So combining the specialties that we have in our repair side of the business, the NDTs, the plating, the painting of the products, incorporating that with the machining capabilities that we have, we see that as a pretty good offering to the market.
Well, let's ask this then. I didn't even realize that you did manufacturing. So what is that area of specialty? What are you focusing on? What kind of manufacturing?
Quite a spectrum. So we have everything from they're called hydromats, they're rotary transfer machines, so we can make super high volume hardware. We have 3 and 5 axis machining capability as well, where we can machine very complex parts. We also have Swiss lathes, which kind of work on the same line as the rotary transfer machines, where we can make a great deal of parts in a short period of time.
So if I were to drill it down a little bit deeper for the people watching, is that if they had something needed to have manufacturing, I'm still not sure I understand what you manufacture. So for what purpose, what products, what airplanes, or whatever?
A lot of the work that we're doing is prototyping for various OEMs at the moment. So small quantity, fairly complex parts. Nothing too special in terms of materials, the titaniums, the Inconels, that sort of stuff, but steels and aluminums, getting into small batches of pretty complex parts with pretty tight tolerances. That's where our specialty is.
Okay. And we're an AS 9100 qualified shop, as you would expect, so we can bring that expertise and that focus on quality to the machining side as well. So as Chris mentioned, aerospace problems that need maybe some prototypes or small batch manufacturing, we think that we're ideally suited to fill that niche.
Yeah. Daniel, everyone's experiencing some of the similar problems out there today in the industry. Supply chain, labor, skill shortages, things like that. We all have rising inflationary pressures against our businesses. From your leadership perspective, how are you responding to that, in the industry today?
Well, I think it's putting together a good plan and identifying the various contingencies and what you need to do depending on which way the world goes. As we all know, a year ago, we were sitting in Orlando at the MRO show, very excited. Everybody had the first round of vaccines and we're looking to open back up. And as we all know, that it didn't quite progress in a nice, orderly fashion and some bumps in the road. So I think planning for that, planning for different approaches to take advantage of whatever the market offers. Chris mentioned getting into teardowns, and that's an environment that, hey, there's an opportunity there that maybe wasn't there 2 years ago. We talk about a lot of storage issues where people had planes stored and maybe need some help on the maintenance side. So we're doing more training, whether it's in our shop or out in the field at customers, sending our technicians and inspectors out to conduct line maintenance training or shop maintenance training with the operators to help them save components and really make a difference in their operations. So I think identifying those niches that the market presents and being nimble enough to address them.
And it seems like a lot of companies we're challenged with supply chain issues, and we have decentralization where things are being distributed maybe closer to where the parts are needed. And you're growing and expanding. How does your placement of maybe new facilities, how is that going to help maybe the growth and the supply chain challenges?
Well, sure. Everybody knows that shipping things today is very painful. Both the logistics, operationally, but also the cost. And so being close to the customer, close to the operator, whether it's in Brazil with our shop in Atibaia outside Sao Paulo to service Azul, whether it's getting someplace operational in Southeast Asia, it eliminates a lot of that downtime, TAT, to get it back and forth. It eliminates the cost. It eliminates the operational hassle. And just being able to respond to customers in their time zone just helps from a service connectivity standpoint.
Yeah, I can really appreciate that. Chris, let me ask you from your sales perspective, there's a lot of different options that people have when they're going to have maintenance performed in a lot of places. What's the unique selling point for APS? What would you tell people on why they should reach out to you?
So I think one of our key propositions is the fact that we're licensed by the OEM for these repairs. The specific proprietary repairs that no others can perform other than the OEM. So we're licensed for all of the Americas and all of Asia. So the likelihood is that if there are specific repairs that we can perform, they're going to come to us dealing direct with APS. I mean, we're very responsive and we have the repairs in-house. So there's a lot of savings for the customer in terms of TAT and pricing as well. So that's
perfect. Let me ask you this. I'm not familiar with what it means to be licensed, by the OEM. I know what that means, but from a standpoint of maybe quality or what you have to do to meet their requirements to be licensed, how does that make a difference?
I mean, we've built the trust with the OEM. That's where it all came from. We started out working on small, minor repairs for these for a large OEM, Collins Aerospace, and from there we gained the trust. We gained these proprietary data, the knowledge, if you like, behind all of these repairs. So the inspection protocols, these are design critical characteristics on the aircraft, on the components that we service. They don't give that to just anybody. So it's taken a lot of time to build that respect, but also working through the licensing, managing that data is our strength.
Perfect. So if somebody wants to reach out to you and continue this conversation, or they'd like to talk to you about getting some work or prototyping or anything done, how should they reach out to you? What's the best channel to do that?
So, I mean, we're here right now. 5828 is our booth number. You can visit us at www.aircraftpropeller.com, or you can reach out to us at our main line on our office, which is on our website as well.
Okay, and I understand you're also on LinkedIn?
We are on LinkedIn. Yes.
Okay, and just tell them specifically, if they were to search for you on LinkedIn, where should they go?
Search for Chris Hutchings, Director of Sales and Market Development on LinkedIn.
Okay, perfect. Send them a direct message. And Daniel Colbert?
Yes.
On LinkedIn as well. Great. Very good. Hey, gentlemen, thank you so much for sharing a little bit about your company. I love seeing growing companies, and especially in a time when we're all looking for how do we increase growth in the industry. I'm passionate about aviation, and looking for companies that are successful in helping aviation to grow is always exciting to me. So I want to thank you for your valuable contributions to the industry and what you guys are doing. Thanks so much.
Well, thank you.
Appreciate it.
Very much.
All right, okay. Thanks everybody for watching. We have a number of interviews we're doing today. Hey, I'll just mention real quick, we're doing another interview with Embraer today I just forgot the time that we're doing. I think it's at 2 o'clock today. We're doing an interview with Embraer. So join us. That should be interesting as well. So thanks for watching, and we'll see you later today. Goodbye.